Ukrainian counterattacks have advanced up to 1,400 meters in sections of the front line near the eastern town of Bakhmut in recent days. The advance is the latest in a series of similar gains reported this week by Ukraine near Bakhmut, which Russia said it had fully captured last month after its bloodiest and longest fighting since embarking on a full-scale invasion in February 2022. Ukrainian military spokesman Serhiy Cherevity said in televised comments that Russian troops attempted to counterattack, but they were unsuccessful. Ukrainian forces have inflicted heavy casualties on Russian troops and destroyed military hardware in the area, Cherevity added. After days of heavy shelling of Russian defenses, Ukrainian units are reported to have stepped up efforts to break through the Orihyiv-Tokmak sector, which is blocking the route to the Russian-occupied city of Melitopol to its main objective to Kyiv. A video shows fighters from the White Wolves Special Purpose Unit of the Security Service of Ukraine destroying 7 tanks, 15 dugouts with manpower, several armored fighting vehicles and Russian invaders' trucks in the last week in eastern Ukraine. To destroy the invaders, the White Wolves use heavy UAVs that drop cumulative anti-tank grenades and small kamikaze drones that can carry up to 1 kilogram of explosives. Another video shows the Ukrainian Armed Forces destroying the Russian invaders' Buk anti-aircraft missile system in the Zaporizhzhia region. The operator found a target near some forest path or woods, gave the coordinates to the gunners and recorded the result. Direct hit from the first shot. Most likely, the American high-precision 155mm Excalibur projectile was used. However, other high-precision weapons cannot be ruled out, say anti-tank missile systems or kamikaze drones. However, they got their most out of it near the rear of the invaders, and the enemy's air defense systems were located a little farther away. The Institute for War Studies, ISW, said on Friday that Ukrainian forces had made further gains around Bakhmut and in western Donetsk, and that counteroffensive operations were underway in at least 4 areas of the front. The think tank noted that Russian news sources prematurely claimed that the counterattack had failed, referring to the damage inflicted by Western-supplied equipment. Russian President Vladimir Putin said that counteroffensives had begun, but Ukrainian troops did not achieve their objectives in any of the combat areas. Speaking to ABC News, 2 Ukrainian officials, including the source close to President Zelensky, appeared to also confirm the active phase of the Ukrainian counteroffensive. While the details of the battle remain shaky, Ukrainian efforts appear to be concentrated in the village of Robatny on the Orihyiv-Tokmak highway and outside Orihyiv itself. On the other hand, the artillery of the Ukrainian Armed Forces destroyed another column of Russian military equipment. It happened in the Zaporizhzhia region. The invaders were captured near the village of Zaporizhzhia in the Kamyan-Dnipro district. It turned out to be a column of military equipment from the 83rd Airborne Brigade of the Russian Federation. This was written by the Ukrainian publication Pravda, which received information and related videos from our intelligence. As a result of the shelling, the invaders lost 3 artillery systems, 2 fuel tanks, and 8 units of various equipment. Among them was a truck with ammunition, which finally paid a real salute. Our liberation of territory continues, added the scouts. We will remind, in the direction of Zaporizhzhia, the defense forces are carrying out offensive actions against the positions of the Russian fascists. Meanwhile, fighters from the 2nd Battalion of the 3rd Separate Assault Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces captured enemy positions in the Bakhmut direction, killing at least 2 intervening men. The brigade's press service reported on this on its own Telegram channel, publishing a related video shot by an action camera on one of our defenders. It is noteworthy that our soldiers offered the invaders to surrender, but they refused. It is also important that the Ukrainian soldiers correct all their actions by radio with the unmanned aerial vehicle operator, who tells how many enemies there are, what weapons they have, what they are doing, and so on. The General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces reported on June 11 that Russia had lost 215,640 troops in Ukraine since the start of the full-scale invasion in February 2022, with an estimated 980 casualties as of June 10. Additionally, allocated footage posted on June 10 reveals Ukrainian forces in western Zaporizhzhia Oblast achieved territorial gains during counterattacks southwest and southeast to Orikhiv. However, Russian military bloggers have continued to assert that Russian forces in the area have repelled Ukrainian attempts to advance. Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin said Ukraine's counteroffensive had been ongoing for 5 days, but did not achieve their objectives in any area of the battle after making strategic reserves. Putin said Ukrainian troops had suffered significant losses, which he gave to superior Russian military equipment and personnel. Putin's discussion of the Ukrainian counterattack is an important step away from his previous long-range approach to discussing the realities of the battlefield, ASDU said. This may suggest that the Kremlin learned from its previous failed approach to rhetorically play down a successful Ukrainian counteroffensive in 2022, the think tank added. Ukrainian forces launched a counteroffensive on June 8, 4 people in the country's armed forces told the Washington Post, on condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to publicly discuss battlefield developments. NATO-trained units are joining forces to retake territory, and Russian officials acknowledge heavy fighting in the Zaporizhzhia region, where a counterattack is widely expected. The fighting around the Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant has fueled fears of a nuclear holocaust during the war.